Bitcoin represents digital capital. That network is $2 trillion today. It's going to be $20 trillion in 4 to 8 years. It's going to be $200 trillion in 20 years. Then it's going to grow faster than every other asset in the world. It's going to continue to grow. The United States should own it.
Bitcoinzilla stands out with its simplicity and clarity. We've crafted an experience that anyone can dive into, whether you're a crypto expert or just a new to the crypto world. Now guess who keeps his eye on us? The author of best-selling book Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki. And we want to take this opportunity and thank all the people who trusted us, and we read every comment. And the best part, it's free. Subscribing now means you will get all new information for free. Don't just follow the trends, stay ahead of them. Subscribe to Bitcoinzilla today and enjoy the new edge. Michael Saylor says Bitcoin is the hardest money ever invented. He dives into why it's the ultimate store of value, digital energy, and unstoppable. Ready to learn why? Let's dive in.
The way to think about Bitcoin is it's the most powerful digital network in the world. It is cyber power. If you want to dominate the next 100 years, just like the last 100 years is based upon dominating sea power, fire power, air power, space power, nuclear power. You want to dominate cyberspace. You want cyber power. It's the unstoppable network that no one can corrupt. And the use of the unstoppable network, among other things, is hundreds of trillions of dollars of capital moving from point A to point B. But the other use of the network is I can send a message which is unstoppable, and I can store information that is unstoppable, and I can prove beyond a shadow of a doubt the authenticity of an instruction or a document. No country, no company, no individual, not a trillion computers can corrupt that message. So if you want to own the future, you want to own cyberspace. How do you own cyberspace? You own Bitcoin, and then you run the Bitcoin network. You mine Bitcoin, you own Bitcoin. President Trump understands property. He understands the value of Greenland. He understands the value of Alaska. He understands the value of oil rights. He understands drill, baby, drill would be impossible if we didn't own the land, right?
Understands American dominance.
And land is physical property. When I run electricity through semiconductors and I create a wall of encrypted energy, I create digital property. Bitcoin is digital property. You should own it. Your company should own it. Our nation should own it. It is the future.
In your perspective, how soon do you think we're going to be buying Bitcoin and have within our U.S. reserve at a time lag? It's going to be 12 months.
I think there's an appreciation of the power of Bitcoin throughout the cabinet, throughout the House, throughout the Senate. There's going to be a political process by which we build consensus with the White House, the Senate, and the cabinet, and find the right way through. But, what I would say on this topic is the U.S. could own 20% of the network like that for free. The dollar would strengthen. The nation would be enriched. And the real promise is if you own 4 to 6 million Bitcoin, you're going to pay off the entire national debt. You're going to neutralize it. We can generate a $50 trillion to $80 trillion benefit to the United States people, to the citizens, to the taxpayers, and we can do it simply by seeing the future. It cost $6 million to buy Alaska. The payoff was $1 trillion. Just like right now, you can literally buy it for a song and dance. That's the opportunity. The risk is that you wouldn't want the Saudis to buy it first, or the Russians or the Chinese or the Europeans. And there's only room for one nation state to buy up 20% of the network. And obviously, I think it should be the United States. I think it will be the United States. It's a way for us to enrich ourselves and emerge as a creditor nation in a matter of a decade. It's also a way for us to ensure that we're the economic leaders in cyberspace and the digital economy for the next 100 years. And if we do that, every one of our allies will follow us, and then all of our enemies will end up having to buy into the network once it passes 10 or 20 million a coin, and they will enrich us.
Bitcoin has entered a technical bear market after dropping 20% from its record peak just 1 month ago. Today's sell-off pushed prices close to $86,000, marking the lowest levels seen since mid-November. This sudden downturn triggered large liquidations across the cryptosphere, with investors losing nearly $1.6 billion in just 24 hours. Market sentiment turned sharply negative, plunging into extreme fear territory. Analysts suggest that this might be part of a broader correction, as Bitcoin has historically undergone several such retracements on its path to maturity. Some traders argue that such pullbacks can create opportunities for patient investors. They point to the market's previous cycles, where similar declines eventually paved the way for strong recoveries. However, caution remains high due to the cluster of liquidation levels looming between $68,000 and $77,000, which could spark a cascade of sell orders if prices breach that range. Meanwhile, short sellers are setting their sights on targets above $100,000, hoping that fewer long liquidation zones in that area will give them an edge. On the institutional front, recent demand has been powered by high-profile buyers, raising funds through equity-linked notes. While such financing has accounted for a significant portion of crypto-related issuance, concerns are rising that this source of capital may be reaching its limit. If traditional funding avenues dry up, institutions might scale back on acquisitions, leaving retail investors to navigate the market alone. Despite these challenges, others believe that Bitcoin's long-term potential remains intact, hinting that short-term turbulence may offer entry points.
I think the key thing to keep in mind right now is that Bitcoin is a commodity. It is an asset without an issuer. There is no company, no individual, no country, no entity that can corrupt it. It has reached escape velocity. It has gotten to the point where it is basically a freedom virus, a truth virus, a monetary virus. It has been embraced by $1 trillion of smart money. That is, $1 trillion of real money has been invested in the network. It is 99% of the digital power on Earth. It's fairly unstoppable. And so if you're going to capitalize a company or a country, you want to capitalize it on property or a commodity or a network which is beyond the point where anybody could change the nature of it. And so that makes Bitcoin the most certain thing in the digital universe.
NASDAQ has filed a request to list a Grayscale exchange-traded fund that invests in Polkadot's DOT token, further expanding the lineup of digital assets vying for SEC approval. If the regulator grants permission, the Grayscale Polkadot Trust would join the asset manager's growing suite of publicly traded crypto funds. This move underscores a rising trend among financial institutions eager to offer investors diversified crypto exposure. Major global players have actively sought regulatory clearance for alternative cryptocurrency products, including those tied to Solana, Cardano, and XRP. Polkadot's growing ecosystem has gained traction, making DOT a prime candidate for mainstream adoption. Grayscale already manages numerous single-asset crypto funds, though most remain unlisted on public exchanges. Recent months have seen the company broaden its scope, launching new products featuring memecoins like Dogecoin and governance tokens such as LDO and OP. The broader crypto ETF landscape continues to evolve as more issuers attempt to gain a foothold in the United States. Proposed changes to existing products, from staking options to in-kind redemptions, indicate a shift toward wider acceptance of digital assets. Although the SEC has softened its stance, full approval for altcoin ETF remains uncertain, leaving investors and industry watchers awaiting the Commission's decision. And do not forget to subscribe to Bitcoin Saylor. The most important news will reach your inbox on a daily basis and for free. I do not know why you have not subscribed yet. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more daily updates. Remember, knowledge is power, and we're here to empower you on your financial journey. Until next time, happy investing.